Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to this COB5 stream. Crushing COB5 is the title, but right now it's more about learning from it and analyzing what happened. Um, we have the one and only Biswa Kalyan Rath joining in all the way from Mumbai. Hello, Biswa.
Oh man, nice. Thank you, Sagar bhai, for setting up the stream and analyzing. I just want to say a few things before we analyze the game. First of all, I think it's very important to analyze the game because you don't want to leave the game at a loss. That's not the last memory you want to carry because that's win or loss is part of the game, and we should treat it like that. That yes, it's a loss, it makes you sad, but then you have to analyze and learn from it because there are clear reasons why I lost. Now for people who are watching, I know a lot of you support me and you want me to win, and I try my best also, but the thing is that Samay is very, very strong. That's the thing. Like his rating on chess.com might be 1800, but his tactical ability is way ahead of that. So what happens is, even if you can equalize the game and you can, get an advantage, it becomes very hard to convert. So it would take, and I'm glad that I get to play with him and I get paired with him because in order to even give him a tough fight, I keep becoming stronger, right? So today, before we go to the chess analysis of the game, I would say that um, I'm very proud of two things. One is that I did not blunder any piece, and secondly, I did not lose on time. I kept time equal with Samay, which was one of my goals. And yeah, that led to some substandard moves, but the position was playable till the end. So those, I mean, defeating Samay is going to take a lot of work. But yeah, so these are the two things. Those are my goals. And yeah, I think that's what I'm taking as the positives. The negatives is that uh, I mean, towards the end, in last 30 seconds, I stopped calculating, and that is something I have to fix. Except what you're going to learn now. So that's all I wanted to tell before we go into the stream.
Yeah, look at the chat, Biswa. Entire chat is filled with hearts for you. They are very, very proud of what you have achieved. In fact, a lot of people have learned with you, along with you. And today, I think the way you fought kept the game interesting right until the last few seconds. मतलब किसी को कुछ
Yeah.
पता ही नहीं कि who will win the game. It was so exciting.
Yeah. The thing is, it's not. I feel like, and I'm not defending or whining or anything. I'm saying very objectively, the evaluation of, I mean, by myself, my own evaluation of the game is, um, there are losses and there are losses, right? Like last time I lost was a very different loss. I was winning the whole way through, and then I blundered because of lapse of concentration. I had 5 minutes on the clock still, right? So that's a different sort of loss. From there, I learned different lessons to not stop calculating ever. But um, this I felt was not that type of loss. This was just he outplayed he just eventually outplayed me because even if I had a lot of time, if we both had equal time, even if we were both given 10 minutes, the last position before it goes all crazy, he would still win that position because of his bishop over knight advantage. That position is still winning for him. So that way I feel I mean, it was a good loss for me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, taking it in the stride. And Biswa, one question was after you lost,
Yeah.
you felt a little bit dejected at that point. Did you feel like what were your emotions? Because many times people say you should feel a little bit of pain because you work so hard. It
Yeah.
should come. If that doesn't come, it means you are not very serious about what you are doing. Do you agree with that?
I completely agree, but I also think that win and loss is part of the game. So you can't get that emotional. Also, last time I lost, I was very sad. In fact, I gave away the Armageddon also last time. I mean, I didn't. I was so sad I couldn't play. This time, I knew I would feel sad, but it's just I'm okay with it. Like in the sense that it took me 5 minutes to get out of it. I had a show right after at 4 o'clock, so I did the show also. And I think I'll tell you what,
Oh, you did a show after your game today?
as in a Zoom show.
Huh, but you did show.
Yeah, I did. Aniban also did. So we did our shows. But Aniban did a show before his game and after his game also. Just
Wow.
saying. So here's the thing, right? I was watching this documentary about Avinav Bindra, and he says he prepared everything and he went to Athens, and the preparation is such that he has to shoot the bullet between two heartbeats for his body to be entirely still, and then he shoots and it doesn't land on target 10 times, right? So he couldn't sleep for 2 weeks, and then he figured out that the tile on which he was standing in that hall was slightly loose, right? And it blew my mind that he gave his entire life, and then he goes to the Olympic finals, and then this happens, and then he comes back in 2008 and wins again. And after that, I don't think. I mean, if you're going to play a game, sometimes these things will happen, right? You can't. I mean, if Avinav Bindra can go back after 2004 loss and like again 2008 he wins gold, can you imagine how hard it must have been on him?
Yeah.
So this is just part of the thing, right? Even if you play casually, even if you play whatever, you have to be like, yeah, it's a loss, but it's not that binary, no.
True, true. Have you read Abhinav Bindra's book?
Um,
Shot at History is the name.
oh, I'll read it. I haven't read it.
Because the tournament I read it in 2010. He had written about. I had read that 2012, I believe. Yeah, sorry, 2012. I had read. I won the next tournament. Because
Wow.
it just set you in the right mindset. It's like he never focused on the result. He was always focused on how he could become a better version of himself.
Yeah.
He also, like, even to have that small increase in his performance, he said, I have to even drink yak milk. तो वो
Correct.
उधर yak milk को he tried to get it. He then went to stand on a very high altitude, ऐसे एक पोल था. He climbed and stood on it just so that उधर जो एक डर लगता है ना, that same fear he would feel when he would make that final shot. So
Yeah.
वो experience करने के लिए he had to do this extreme. So I guess it's about eliminating those little drawbacks in you. And
And also, one more thing is also, I also saw how much Samay has improved because he did not make any rash moves.
yes,
Typically in the last few minutes, he starts making very rash moves. But he held, I mean, he played beautifully. He really, uh, very classy play by him.
yeah,
Very
in
impressive.
general, I mean, I'm also very impressed with Samay's play in this tournament. In general, everyone, has improved in a big way. So, shall we have a look at the game?
Yes. And then we'll analyze your game also.
Yes.
Then we'll call Avinav Bindra Award. And then he'll shoot us both. We'll die. At the end.
Okay. So, Biswa playing with
But
white.
one second, if you want to die, don't you want to be shot by Avinav Bindra? Like if you know that ऐसा तुम कुछ future देख रहे हो, future चाहे whatever, and you're like, I'm going to die by a bullet. I want to die the most perfect. Can somebody get Olympic gold medalist to shoot me? Okay,
Yeah,
chalo.
I mean, I would like to talk with him before he kills me. Learn a few things.
Yeah.
So E4, and I think you were ready for his O'Kelly variation because this is an opening he played with you several times, yes?
Yeah.
And you went C3. So till what point was it your prep?
Till this point.
अच्छा, इधर से आपको पता नहीं था क्या करना.
This time I did not prepare any opening because I was pretty confident I can handle any opening.
Yeah, yeah. So D4 and D5. And here you went for the move E5. Is there any other move that came to your mind?
I think E takes D5 would be an interesting move. Knight I think knight d2 is interesting.
Yes, 92 maybe, but then 92 perhaps c takes d4.
C takes
And you
d4.
don't want to get into such a position. Let's say take, and it's an isolated queen pawn position. I mean, it's playable. It's not at all bad or something, but if given a choice, you would fight for more advantageous lines like
Correct.
knight d2 ke jagah ed5. ed5 is a very good way to play this position.
Got it. Got it. I felt I had studied a little bit of theory in French, so I was pretty confident that if it transposes into French, then it's going to be a slow positional match, and I'm okay with that. I knew the ideas, so I just transposed it.
Okay. Shivam Upadhyay has sent a super chat and says, respect Max for Biswa.
Thanks, Shivam Upadhyay. Respect Max for you also.
And travel with निखिल रोशन says, बूंद अकेला होकर भी नदी से डरता नहीं है, चाहे 10 नदियां आ जाए सागर उनसे भरता नहीं. Okay, I did not, but thank you Nikhil Roshan for your wonderful poem. So this is advanced French here, and Biswa.
With a6.
Yes, exactly. So if we go back and if we see e4, e6, d4, d5, e5, c5, c3, knight f3, then sorry, c3,
Knight c6. Oh no, a6. Okay.
knight c6, knight f3. So, I mean, in this position, a6 is not going to be a great move in general. So what you manage to get here after e5, a6 is actually a good version of the advanced French.
Got it.
So he played bd7,
Yeah.
and you went here bishop e2. I think a very good idea here. Like let's see. The thing is, Biswa, I know you well, and I know that in openings you are not trying to extract the maximum many
Yes.
times just because you want a playable position. So let's try to extract the maximum from here. White to play.
Uh, yeah. So now that I have played this game already, I would play either a3 or knight a3.
Yes, a3 is not a bad move. Knight a3. I'm slightly worried about cd4.
Takes.
Takes. Take, right?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, it's a playable position, but generally,
Yeah. No. Not.
I mean,
Not
it's
bad.
not bad, yeah, Biswa. It's not very bad. Like you have gained a very important bishop. So remember, his dark squares are weak. So it's not a completely bad thing here.
No. This is not what I wanted. Actually, I don't want to. Yeah. So maybe a3 first. Then
Yeah, a3 is good, but you know, you want this bishop, and this bishop is best placed on d3.
Got it.
But in the main line of the French, you don't go to bishop d3 usually, like when we go from the e4, e6, this move order, knight c6, knight f3, because after, let's say, queen b6 here, and you play bishop d3 in this position, then after cd, bd7, suddenly this pawn is falling on d4.
Yeah, but you can just castle and play Barry Gambit here.
Yes,
And
you can. So that, you know, white is even ready to give up a pawn to place his bishop on d3. So
Got it.
when he plays this way here, and you get an opportunity, why not?
Got it.
Okay, so he went bishop e2, he went bishop b5, and now here, did you think of anything?
Yes, I thought of bishop takes b5, but then I was like, this was my thought process. Yes, he gets that b5 weakness. The problem is his rook opens up and his play is anyway going to be on the queen side. This is why I didn't go for this. I wanted to keep queen side closed.
Now try to think what would you do, because this entire exchange is meaningless if you don't follow it up accurately. White to play. Also, guys in the chat, you can also think here what would you play in this position? It's an important move. एक second, I'll just get my yeah. Harsh Vasta, thank you. He says next COB it's coming home. Biswa, love you, must admi. Keep grinding. Sagar by OP2. Thank you, Harsh.
यहाँ पे okay, let's see. Queen b3, threatening that pawn. He will play. I don't know, rook a5 maybe, or rook a5 is very bad, I guess. Not very bad, but what about knight a3 now? But then he'll play b4.
Knight a3 also CD.
If CD, then knight takes b5.
Yeah, but then DC. I mean, see, imagine that you are going this. See, Samay, what he has done is strategically he's done great. He's exchanged his worst piece. French defense without the light squared bishop is a beautiful opening. If there was one drawback of French defense, it's that bishop.
Got it.
तो अगर उसने वो बिशप एक्सचेंज किया है एंड देन यू गो फॉर समथिंग लाइक दिस, इमेजिन ब्लैक इज सिंपली हैप्पी, लाइक बहुत ही खुश है, बिकॉज he has nothing to worry. He's getting his knight out here, bishop e7 and castle, and he's not even left with his poor bishop. So you really can't go into stuff like, you know, exchanges.
Got it. Okay, so I can't think of anything but queen b3.
Yes, queen b3, but then maybe b4 is what?
C takes.
Sorry, c takes b4, but then c maybe takes, or maybe b4. Oh, sorry, c4.
Oh, okay.
And then I am going to attack this like queen b6.
Got
and
it.
even if you play a3, I can take, and you can't take back because of rook a1.
Got it.
So
let's see then.
here, Biswa.
Oh man, a4.
A4, what's the point?
A4, if it takes, then my rook gets activated and traded, and my queen is on a4.
But again, if you think about it, this is not what you want. A weakness. See, equal trades will get you into a slightly inferior position. You're strategically worse.
Okay, so then b4 we can start with because it freezes.
But CB, bishop b4, free pawn. So good idea, but execute it well. Let's
a3.
see what people in the chat have come up with.
dc5.
Second, let me get the board here. So can you think now, is this move
interesting? I did not consider this move because it activates his bishop with tempo, I felt.
Yes, but after take, what is the problem? Again, it's a very nice position to, you know, to know how specific you have to play sometimes to get opening advantage. Otherwise, it just goes away.
I don't like it. b4.
Yes. Think further. B4, as you said, it's not a very likable move. You are creating a backward pawn on c3.
b4, and then he'll just play bishop a7, I think. I mean, he can play bishop e7, but bishop a7 looks better, no?
Yeah, your plan is the same.
Yeah, but bishop e7, his knight has to develop on h6. So I think bishop a7 is better.
Okay.
Now, oh man, I think a4 now. No. not a4. Uh, Knight d4.
Sorry?
Knight d4.
He may take with the bishop. Better, come on, Biswa.
Queen takes. Oh no. Okay. Okay. A4. No, A4 is, I think, just plain dumb bad.
No, I mean A4
N-
takes.
Knight A3.
Yes, very good. Knight to A3 is a very good move here because it attacks the B5 pawn. How do you defend it?
I think Queen D7.
Yeah, and then
Just attack it again. Queen D3.
Queen E2 or Queen D3, and you are winning a pawn.
Very nice.
So very specific, yeah, this one. And to find this in 10 minute game would at least, like, if I gave this position to a strong player in the opening, he would take 3 to 4 minutes to assess all this. So to find it is not easy. But once you know the idea of fixing this weakness, it comes in very handy. Like, I wanted to just pick out this game from Vidit versus Adiban from World Cup, and a very similar concept was played there. Just if I can find it. Okay, maybe there was one more game. Okay, I'll find this. So what happens generally? It comes from the Benoni setup,
Okay.
and black. So if you see, I'll just try to get that position through some moves. C5, D5, E6, Knight C3, take, D6, let's
E4.
say E4, G6, Knight F3, Bishop G7, H3, castles, Bishop D3, A6, or maybe let's start with Rook E8, castles, A6. Now, there are two ways of meeting this, generally. And let's say he goes, I think A4 is the most common move here, stopping B5. And let's say he manages to somehow get B5, like Knight D7, Rook E1, Rook B8, Knight D2, Knight D5, just making some random moves to, now F4 would be strong. But just imagine, okay, that in such a position, your opponent is going B5, okay, here. Then a very good idea here could be to play Rook B1.
Okay.
And the point is that after B5, if you take, it seems like black has a great position, queenside initiative. But what does white do? What was the idea of Rook B1?
Just B4.
Yes, exactly. And then you fix this weakness. So as a concept, like, you even give him a passer, but eventually this knight constantly hits here. The other knight comes from here and hits here. The rook often goes from here and hits here. So fixing a weakness is a very important thing. So the moment you see a weakness, like in your game against Samay, when he played Bishop B5, when you take, you know this is a weakness. But every time you go to attack it, it moves.
So
you
just
need to
B4
fix
here.
it.
Can't play B4 here, no?
Yes, you can't play because he can take, and he can win a pawn.
Can we give this pawn and still...
Yeah, but then it's like, at the end of the day, the maximum you will get back is this pawn, and you know that this position is
No,
not
but
good for you.
now... Yeah, just Queen G5.
No, now castle.
Yeah, we have nothing actually.
You
Yeah.
don't have pieces to attack. So you went castle, and I actually predicted this move here because it's a safe way to play. So you have to think a little more ambitiously in the opening, but it will happen with time. Bishop takes, queen takes. Here, knight c6 was played. And I don't like this move, bishop e3.
Bishop
Again,
g5 may be better.
yeah, bg5. More active.
Hmm.
Okay, bishop e3, queen c7. And here, yeah, very important moment. By the way, did you listen to my commentary or not yet?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So white to play.
I think यहाँ पे d takes c5
Yes, yes. D takes
had to be
c5.
played.
But now let's try to think. You didn't play it because you are losing e5 pawn, correct?
Yeah.
So let's try to think.
Uh, I think bishop d4.
But then knight takes f3 maybe. Queen takes. And yeah, even this position looks very interesting, no? Just look at it this way, that his king is in the center. Okay, so for him to finish his development is going to take 1, 2, 3 and 4 moves. So it is in your benefit to open up the position. So take, let's say I would prefer taking. Queen takes.
Now
And now
what do you
what?
do? f4. Ah,
Yes, f4.
this idea I didn't see. Yeah, I saw till queen takes and then I didn't know what to do. I knew there is something to like. That's the way to play. I knew it. At this f4 I didn't come.
So this is already an improvement, Biswa, because when you know something but can't make it work,
Yeah.
it means that next time you will be able to make it work.
No. I saw that moment. Obviously, the problem there is he has made 4 moves or 3 moves with his bishop,
Yes,
and that's why he's behind in development. So you have to
correct.
take advantage right then.
Exactly.
I could not figure it out how to do it because I was losing this pawn.
Yes, Shiv Shom, you are right. So f4 would have been very powerful here.
Yeah.
You went knight a3, and I
It's
think
just I had seen this idea in French to defend the d4 pawn, so just
correct.
went for it.
But now take. See, the main problem for black is his development, right, on the king side. So when he does this, you have to recapture with the pawn, correct?
Yeah.
Then he takes here.
Yeah, that's
Then he
bad.
takes
Yeah.
here and he plays this. And now black is castling. ठीक है. Next move is coming knight f5. फिर दोनों knight आपका जो weak pawn है उस पे attack कर रहे हैं. Rook c8
Got
पे
it.
एक रुक है. So his position becomes preferable.
Got it. Got it. Very nice.
So knight a3, and I mean next move of Samay was like a positional mistake.
I think he was just going for bishop takes on a3.
Yes, but his heart was in the right place. He saw that position open up हो जाएगा. He wants to close it, but he's removing the tension from the structure. अभी ये structure is in your favor because you have so much space on the king side. So knight c2, good move by you. Knight g7, and I really liked your next move. Yeah, like knight h4.
Yes. But I didn't follow it up correctly.
I thought you were going to go f4, f5, but your idea was to bring the queen in.
That's because in the Barry Gambit you bring in g4 so he can't take out his dark square bishop and he can't castle.
Correct.
That was my idea. And I was so blinded by that idea, I didn't see f4, f5 because I think f4 is a fantastic move here.
Oh man, if you go f4, what
It's
is
over.
it that he would do?
I think he'll have to castle long right now.
But no, if you castle long, this is one of the things, yeah, that happens. That even if you
B3.
castle long, no. Many times we think that we have
Oh,
to attack.
still f4.
Yes, f5. Many times
Yeah.
we think we have to attack on the side where the king is, but no, you can also positionally crush on these squares.
Yes. This is what I missed. This I think this here I played queen g4, which made my converting my advantage very difficult. I think यहाँ पे f4 was basically I had to open up the position and queen g4 did not help in that at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very rightly. I mean, you understand this key element of the position. I mean, if he goes g6 here, what do you do? Again, a new learning for all of you guys here. Yes, Sachin Naik, dark squared bishop is bad, but at the same time, that bishop is not horrible. It can go on this diagonal later if you get f5. But these squares will become very weak after f5.
Here you can even play g4, I feel. Because all his pieces are on the queen side, you can, I think, make it work.
Absolutely. Very good. And imagine if he goes here, what do you play?
f5 again.
Yes. And this is where you have to break that thing. Oh, he's going to give me a check.
Yeah.
Just king h1. King is so secure here. And sometimes when you have more space now on a side, then your king cannot be attacked because तुम्हारे पास space है ना, तो उसके pieces आ नहीं सकते वो side पे.
Got it.
जैसे
Got
queen
it.
can never make it to this side and come and attack.
Got it. Yeah.
Always to g4, you should be afraid of a typical move for black, which is whenever you go like this.
g5?
Not g5 because here you just lose a pawn.
f5?
Where?
I don't know. No, before this.
f5, ef6.
And I don't know. h5. What does h5 do? Opens up your king.
h5 because the main point here, Biswa, is that this file is getting opened up.
Okay,
and
okay.
Now what do you do as white? Guys, also in the chat, think, Biswa, try to think a bit. What would you do here? Dev Ardal, thank you so much for your super chat. Also, Ankit Agarwal says, lots of love to the pride of our Odisha. More power to you in your chess journey ahead.
I think play f5.
Okay, and what about hg4?
Queen takes g4.
And gf5?
G takes h5. No, that can't be right, no. It just feels wrong because g takes h5, rook takes h5.
So if you realize what is the core of the position, you will play the right move. And I also want to see how many people in the chat have got this right. It's the only move here, Biswa. So if you play g4 and your opponent plays h5, these are the moments where you cannot falter. It is a critical moment. मतलब अगर आपके पास 1 मिनट रहता गेम में, is at this point you had 1 minute, what would you play?
I would just play g5 immediately.
Yes. And then if you played g5 here,
it's then I have no count. Actually, it's very bad.
Now what happens is black takes over this game. Why?
Yeah.
Because you have no pawn breaks here and he has a pawn break here. So in a way g5 is a positionally bad move. I mean,
I think f5 is the only way to go, I think.
Let's see how many people agree with you. See, even the entire chat goes g5. I mean, many of them. But guys, g5, as we said, is not the move. It gives you peace for that move. You don't lose material. But from a long-term perspective, you are locked. You don't have pawn breaks. So the right move is f5. Jason, who, Akash, Adarsh, Kuljit, Dweep, Po, Rahul, Vikas, Ragnar, and the Sahil. You are right. But Biswa, make it work. After f5, hg4.
Okay. There's only one move. I think queen takes g4. There's, I mean, otherwise the knight will die. Okay. No. If you play f6, then again there's no point only. He'll take your knight, you take his knight, and
Yeah.
position remains
No,
closed.
I mean, you play f6, he takes rook h4, you play fe7, he takes with the bishop. You just lost pawn.
Yeah, I think queen takes
No, but queen
g4.
takes gf5. Again, Biswa, just like how in this position, you said f5 is a must, in this position, something is a must. both par, na? You don't.
But knight is hanging. That is my main problem. I think bishop.
Sometimes you have to give up material.
Got it. I think you have to play f takes e6. Sagar bhai.
एक मिनट आई गॉट हाँ मैं ये हो गया था लाइक
F takes e6. F
yes
takes e6.
f
You
takes
have to play.
e6 and I take here now because okay if you just play this move now it's like you can take queen g4 you have nothing to worry and you get
Yeah, yeah,
clear
yeah.
advantage so
Yeah.
he must do so this is like a forcing line what do you do?
I think rook takes f7 looks very tempting.
But what will he do to
Using
rook
the
f5?
attack. Just rook goes back to h8
No, he will
or
also long castle, yeah, like here.
yeah. So then only move is take on f7.
Take on f7, king d8. And now you have to assess the quality of the pieces here. You will see
Bishop
that
bishop g5.
yeah bg5 for 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 he also has 6 pawns you have only one pawn but his pieces are very passive and also this pawn on 7th rank is worth a piece so white has a huge advantage here
Got it.
do you feel it
Yes.
let's say I go rook h8 here I mean you can
Queen
continue
takes
queen takes
queen takes
g4
g4. Yeah.
next move you later on can think after defending this pawn of e6 and so on
Yeah.
and sometimes like when the knight moves away अभी तो pin है you can even take rook f5 e5 queen f5 like just your pawn start rolling
Got it.
okay so f4 was very strong you went queen g4 and actually Samay played a good move here he played g5 I thought this was very necessary you kept your cool and came back which is also good knight f5 and now again a nice move by you queen h5 he played rook g8 and here Biswa how did you come up with this move g4 yeah I was very very happy and surprised actually that you found this move g4 very nice move
I think there is no other move. That's the thing. There is literally
there's no other move is a nice because there are many moves a3 rook
a3.
a1
Why? Please tell me why would you play a3 in this position? Like it's just
the
such a
same
stupid
way
move.
the same way you told me that in this position you can go g5 like after h5 here
Yeah, but here the game is obviously happening there. So see, literally look around the board. There is no other move. The only other move I can think of is bishop d2.
yeah which is also possible because
But
then
I wanted him to take that bishop, so my rook opens up.
so yeah you played g4 I thought Samay will take although the best move is to go back and then come to g6 perhaps but it's maybe still fine for white like but here your rook opens up
The only thing is f7 is also protected by the queen. That was
yeah would you have taken with the f pawn or knight in the game.
F1, 100% F1.
Yeah, it's the correct move, like taking it. So he
Because
went.
then you can bring in Rook F2, Rook F1, and really, because even if he castles, that F7 weakness is going
Absolutely,
nowhere.
it's a huge weakness. It's a huge,
Yeah.
and I think you are clearly better here. So knight h4 by Samay, practical move, but I did not think it's a great move. Okay, white to play. Come on.
I think from here on, I started playing very badly.
No, now just think. What do you do? What are the priorities? Is it to
Yeah.
win a pawn or?
No, I think I should have played H3 first. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Queen,
क्यों
queen.
करना है h3?
Because this G4 hanging was becoming a problem.
But who is going to attack it one more time? One attacker, one defender.
Okay. Oh man, I'm so stupid. F4.
Yes, f4. And next move, I mean, just think about it. वो क्या करेगा? Like, let's say he long castles. What do you do?
F5.
And he takes ef.
Queen takes.
Yeah, or even rook takes. And then the other rook comes in.
Oh man, this was so winning. It's winning in the sense that it becomes, the whole position becomes very easy to play once you do F4, F5.
Exactly. That is what many strong players always say. It's not about how much engine evaluates a position. It's how easy it is to find the moves.
Yeah.
आपके लिए तो सीधा रुक लाओ, अटैक करो उधर.
Yeah. I think this was the moment where I made that queen takes h4 because it's so natural that I didn't think of f4 only. But I think what I have to understand is that pawn is going to fall anyway.
That pawn is sort of irrelevant, no? Because
Yeah.
once you get f4, f5,
Yeah.
then that pawn is less important for you.
Yes.
Queen takes, bishop e7.
I think this was a very bad move.
Yeah, this was I think the
turning point.
Yeah, the turning point, and he just freed up. His position started looking beautiful after this.
Yes.
If you had gone queen h5 with still f4, f5, king h1, you are still clearly better.
Got it.
So why did you play queen takes h6 here? Like,
I thought I'll be a pawn up and I'll just convert it.
Yeah, but
I saw rook takes g4 check, king h1, and then I thought there is nothing that he can bring to the g file, so I'll just play g1. Obviously, my mistake was that I didn't consider long castle.
And also after rook g1, Samay found this good move rook h4 because if he had taken here, no. Now this position is very good for you because both your pieces control the open files. So usko play nahi mil raha. So I think this was a great move by Samay here, rook h4.
Yeah, for sure. It also leaves the queen to only one square.
Yeah, queen g7. He went here. Rook g2, good move. I mean the only move kind of. Rook h7. You gave a check. And I was very surprised with Samay's decision here. Queen d8. Because I thought he would go knight d8. Or bishop d8 or something, keep the queens. He went here. Aapne fatak se le liya usko. Bishop takes. Important. Now maybe it's important here. What to do?
Yeah, I should have played knight e1 perhaps.
With the idea of?
Knight on f3. I don't like it. I don't like. Sorry.
It's not great.
Rook g1 came very naturally here, but
this rook cannot move, right? Because h2 hangs. So the other rook becomes kind of paralyzed here. मतलब उसका scope नहीं है ना. So putting it behind the other rook, they just both are like jammed in.
Got it. I think b3 then.
Yes, very interesting. Very interesting move, b3.
He takes, but
no, if he takes, then after ab3, I think you are doing quite okay. What else can you think of?
Mm, yeah, I think, stupid as it sounds, F4.
Why is it stupid?
I mean, the whole game required me to play F4 at some point. I didn't
Yeah.
play it. That's why.
The only problem I see here, what would you do as black here?
Uh, Rook H3.
Yeah, but the bishop is protected, yeah, so you're not threatening anything.
Yeah. I mean, I would ideally like the bishop on F4, but it's not happening. So then instead of playing Rook G1, you should actually play Rook F1 next move.
Yes. So your idea is Rook F1 and F5. If you get this, no, Biswa, you always have this very positive tension in the position. That
Got
if
it.
he takes, you take, he gets two weaknesses.
Yeah. I
And
should have, in that, then here, instead of Rook G1, you play Rook F1 first.
absolutely, Rook F1 is a good move.
Yeah.
With
Then
the
you
idea.
play F4, makes sense.
But then he will go knight e7. You know, the thing is, even after f4, he
Knight
should
E7,
play
you
knight
always
e7.
have bishop G5. You always have.
Correct. So maybe rook f1. That's why he's much more smart,
Yeah.
because f4 knight e7 now bg5,
Yeah.
take f4 f5. So let's say here take and f4, and white is just doing very well. Next move you can try knight e3 f5.
Yeah.
ये जो अपना ये है ना pawn pointing theory, where are your pawns pointing, and you need to get the break there.
So I knew the first part of the pawn pointing theory, which is that you need to play on the side where your pawns are pointing. So I was playing on the king side. But the second half, that you have to get the break on the most forward pawn, right? You have to get the break on f5. I knew it, but I had never applied it. Like, this f4 f5 is such a great idea, but I rarely use it. I use h4 h5 more than f4 f5.
But
But
once your
this,
pawn is on e5,
yeah,
f4 f5 is just very same way. His pawn is on c4, he must play b4 b5 b4.
yeah.
Rook a g1, knight e7. I was very impressed that you played bg5 very quickly. Well done. bg5 takes, then you took here rook h5, you took. Check. The thing is, this rook got freedom.
Yeah.
So what do you do now?
The other rook to g2.
Exactly.
Yes. And it would have been like, now I'm in the game again.
You are just you are the one who's pushing here. Because again, your idea is the same thing, yeah? F4, F5 at the right time with knight e3.
Yeah, but you know what he'll do here? It's his next move is bishop g5, I think.
No, but you have two rooks
No,
on g5.
Yeah. This would have been crushing.
It's a good position for you. Very
No,
pleasant.
the best part, it is very easy to play now.
Yeah. So what I would, even like knight e3, then f4, then if he comes here, you always have rook g3 back. The idea is f5 at the right moment.
You can also play rook b8. Not rook b8. That's just bad.
Rook?
b8, I was thinking.
But this is your rook.
Oh, so yeah, my rook to b8.
You rook b8, but then king c7?
Rook f8. I don't know. No, that's bad.
He just keeps moving. So here, I mean, if you played rook 1 g2, you had a good position. Coming back means not just this rook gets tied up, even the other rook.
Yeah, I'm just avoiding mate in one. I mean,
But I liked Samay. I mean, the thing is,
this was fantastic.
He was also finding some really good moves, putting pressure on you. Like his move, this rook h4, 1, and now bg5. These two moves very good.
He has this great, once he gets the initiative, and he gets a free position, he's tactically just super strong.
No, because the ability of his moves flowing is, I've seen more, like his moves flow many times. Bishop f4, good move by him. Knight g4, and again a very nice move by him. Like I thought he will, as he said after the game as well, he was very worried that there is a big fork coming up.
Yeah.
But he found this, and now knight f6 ko rook h2 mate hai. So you went a4. Okay, I mean position is bad, but a4 just creates a lot of weaknesses for you.
What else? I can't move anything else. There's nothing else I can move.
Think. Let's try to think. No.
Yeah, maybe rook f1. I mean, maybe rook b1.
Yeah, maybe rook b1, rook d1, something just coming king g1.
No, then yeah, okay.
थोड़ा
Okay.
इंप्रूव कर रहे हो पोजीशन सो दैट वो मेट नहीं हो जाएगा रुक h2 पे व्हेन यू मूव द नाइट. Okay, a4, he goes b5, and next move I do not approve of it. What do you do?
Yeah, I played a5 because I thought, here's why I played it. If I take on b4, king takes b4, and I thought all my pieces are tied up. I know my thinking was wrong, but this is why I played it. All my pieces are tied up, and I can't move anything. He can't move anything, but he will play king. Yeah, that he'll start taking my pawns and he'll promote. That's why I close the position.
But what do you do here as white?
You play rook a1.
Yes, and your
the
rook
move I
is very
missed.
happy.
Yeah, I missed this move entirely. I just thought nothing can move. Psychological pressure was to avoid mate. So when you're trying to avoid mate, you just want to keep as many pieces as possible near your king. Instinctively, that's why I did not. I just could not think of the fact that there can be, like in this, with 3 pieces attacking my king and 3 pieces defending, that there can be counterplay on queen side. I just I didn't think of it only.
Yeah. This is basically your position right now is a little more optimum because the rook prevents him from doing something, and the moment one of his rooks moves away, then your knight can suddenly jump in. So although you are little passive, वो भी अटका हुआ है. So as you rightly pointed out, his king is the only piece which is active, and you stopped it. So now he doesn't have a way to make progress. a5, and here he had a strong move. Black to play.
b4.
Yes, b4, and this was like take.
Game over, I think.
King b5.
Yeah.
And as we said, like these 3 pieces are tied up by these 3. So the king is now having fun here.
Yeah. I think it's game over.
Rook g7 he played. You played f3.
I don't know why.
Yeah, but I think at this point you both were also very low on time. This was interesting actually, this moment of the game.
I was just somehow trying to exchange one pair of rooks.
Yeah.
So then I can play,
But again, I think this is not a threat because rook h2 is mate.
Yeah.
So b4 would have been strong. Same idea. But rook g6 is also interesting by him. You came back. He took the pawn. Rook f2. Takes. And take. Take. King takes. What was your feeling here? Do you think that you could hold this or what? Or there was no time to think actually?
I didn't think anything. I just knew that I didn't count the pawns also. I was just responding to his threats. And then I suddenly saw I have an outside passer, and time was so low, I was just running the outside passer in some hope of somehow queening it. I missed everything else.
Yeah, again, b4 was, I think, very good here for him. Same concept, like, maybe king b5 or also bishop e3, take these pawns. But he went bishop c1. You played a good move. King d7. Here I started to feel like you're getting back, because in order for him to win, He has to go this. If he doesn't go, and this he didn't find during the game at any point. So king here, king g2, king here, king g3, f6. He wanted the f6 break. Maybe take.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, you take, then he plays e5.
He'll play e5, then d4.
Then you take. This is a collapsing situation anyway.
But
like,
let's do this. Let's think.
okay, he plays e5.
Take.
You take again. He plays.
More pawns are exchanged, no? The more chances of you sacrificing eventually your knight for a couple of pawns and drawing. King f3 maybe.
He will play d4.
Okay.
You take. What else should you do?
Yeah, I was thinking just moving the king, but then maybe d3 is strong. Take.
Here is one. No, instead. Yeah, what is it going to do? 1 second.
I mean, Biswa, here, if ever someone asks you which minor piece is better, bishop or knight, this is the position you show. Because look at this, attacks here and also prevents this guy. Just
exactly.
squares.
Exactly.
And knight bichara pura time idhar. So here I think black can even go king c5 and king b4 and round up this pawn.
Yeah, he's winning anyway. That's what I was saying. Nah, it looked like he won on time, but actually his position was first of all, very easy to play.
Yeah.
And secondly, it was winning. I mean,
yes, it's winning.
I don't know what computer is saying that it's equal. I can't find anything.
No, it's not equal. But it's just like in his time pressure also, if you would have taken back the pawn, he has to still figure out a way.
Yeah, but it's very obvious he plays d4, d4. I mean, his moves are very easy.
What?
d4.
But d4 takes?
Now, I guess bishop takes b2.
No, knight b2. Remember, knight can always hold these 2 pawns, yeah? Because what happens, I'll tell you, like, see, c3, knight goes knight d3 और दोनों pawn रुक गए.
Oh.
2 pawns, put 2 pawns in front of a knight will always stop both the pawns. Connected pawns, yeah? Knight can always attack one, वो आगे बढ़ेगा ना, so then he can slid it in between the 2 pawns.
Got it.
So this is still not easy for him to win. He has to go here, try for some zugzwangs.
Yeah, this could have been won on time. And yeah, तो इसके बाद तो just I was just playing कि somehow he gets low on time and blunders something.
Yeah. Oh, but became interesting. Because I thought he may just queen and stalemate.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, it was a good try. And then...
I mean, if he was pre-moving, it was 100% stalemate. Here he didn't pre-move.
And now he started doing it. And I think it was good like he did.
And now it's like, there is no... I mean, even with 1 second on the clock, you can win this. The problem.
Yeah. I mean, for a GM, yes, but for...
No, because all your moves are pre-moves. No, from here on, you just have to pre-move both the pawns and then pre-move the queens and you win. There is nothing for the other guy to do. And I just pre-moved a bunch of king moves.
मतलब मुझे लगा some chance because he went down to 7 seconds, but yeah, he was quick enough to checkmate. So
even with 1 queen, he would have not been able to checkmate in 7 seconds. But with 2, he's too easy.
Yeah. But a great game, no, Biswa? I think it was, as you said, a lot of learning from this game.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, when you just play a game and just blunder and get mated and hang a rook and whatever, then ultimately you're not playing at your absolute limit, right? So in this game, I'm very happy with the fact that whatever I could not play in the game, off the board, it took me a while to figure out. That means I was at the absolute limit of my knowledge.
Basically, what you gave on the board, you are happy with it.
Yeah, I didn't have anything more to give. This is all I could
Correct.
do.
Correct.
Obviously, time pressure a little bit last में थोड़ा वो कर दिया. But I mean, 2 months ago, I would have gotten mate in one by taking his rooks at some point, right? When both of the rooks were pointed. So it is very tricky to play. Even to get the knight to g4 and defend it was like a lot of fast calculations were
Correct.
going on.
Correct.
I think the main learning from this is
F4,
when you're
F5.
playing, yeah, when you're playing the French structure, or I think any this type of structure where the center is locked. I mean, sometimes in King's Indian also, you have to get the break with.
Absolutely. King's Indian is the perfect example. F5, F4, black खेलता है.
Yeah. So I think in this F4, F5 idea, I really have to remember because F4, F5 is very risky when the center is open, right? But when center is closed, it's just beautiful. And the other thing about F4, F5 is it makes the position so easy to play because even if you do nothing, just F4, F5, and then Rook F2, Rook F1, and you just have so much play.
Yeah, I mean, in chess, it's all about finding a weakness in opponent's camp, then mounting on first, making it immovable, like he cannot move it, and then mounting on it, and it becomes often easy to.
Yeah.
Okay. So shall
Yeah,
we?
that's the thing I have to remember that I think chess captures threats are okay, but like Ramesh sir says, you have to look for pawn breaks. That is one thing I have to include in my vocabulary.
Yeah. True. True.
Because once you get a great position, I mean, not great position, but once you have any sort of advantage, without pawn breaks, it's very
Yes,
hard to convert
exactly.
it.
If you don't break the pawn, it means you are not progressing, and if you are not progressing, he's catching up.
Yeah.
So it's very important to break the pawns.
Yes. Okay. I
Okay.
think overall fantastic game. So let's analyze your game.
I did analyze it after my game. So he played d4 here.
Bad move.
I was expecting him to go e4 or c4. He plays all three. So d4
और आपने E4 नहीं E5 नहीं खेला यहाँ पे
हाँ e5
इंग्लैंड गैम्बिट.
So the thing is that I wanted to go knight f6 and he was playing many different things. So मैंने बोला चलो d6 करते हैं because in one of his games he had gone e4 and I wanted to play this against e4.
Got it.
So he went g3. I said okay e5. And this is one of the positions I would have been very happy to play against him because he's very tactical and I am actually pretty decent at end games and positional play. So I wanted to go for this, but he kept here. I took queen takes, knight c6, queen d3.
Knight f6.
Yeah, knight f6, knight f3. And now bishop e7 is kind of passive. So I went g6 and I think it's a good way to play like bg7, castle and so on. And then when he castled, I don't know what happened to me, like when bg7 he came, but I thought, oh, queen here. And I made this move. And this is one of those things like if you're not playing regularly, you sometimes just make the move and then you realize, array, it was not a good move because not only is queen b3 very strong, there's also e4.
Oh, wow.
And if I take bishop e4, then after rook e1, there's a pin. And say d5, there is knight g5.
Okay, got it.
So I should have gone bg7 here. He went queen b3, which is also a good move. And here the best move is bishop c8. वापस आ जाओ. But I said, okay, rook b8. Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that, Vidit was also commentating and giving human perspective. I think he couldn't see the engine. So even he was of the opinion that rook b8, because it's the most natural human move in the position. Knight g5, good move. I mean, this is where You see, this is Levy's
Bishop c6.
forte.
Yeah, bishop c6.
So the thing is here, like queen d7 is a blunder.
Yeah, bishop because c6 now.
Yeah, bishop c6. And if I take bc6, rook hangs. And if I play queen c6, then queen f7. So I had to go d5.
Just one move, no? Just
Yeah, just,
destroyed
I
your entire
mean,
position.
bishop f5 के बाद, but okay, it's still interesting. Like I'm still clinging on, मतलब ऐसे. But here white has a very powerful move. White to play. Guys, also try to think here.
It is c4.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
A very strong move. Yeah, like killer. I mean, if c4, what do I do?
Oh wow. Maybe what do you do? I don't know. I'm thinking knight e4, but
No, cd. I mean, oh, 90. 90. Yeah, cd
cd.
maybe just.
Um,
No, I mean, take here, then I take here. And I think it's just very bad.
b6.
But look at this. I mean, king, rook d1.
Bishop d6. How bad is it?
Try to find a winning move.
Mate, mate is there or
This is a very good example of LPDO. White to play.
no, knight is trapped. No, I can go. Uh, f4 maybe.
Sorry, bishop f4.
No, I'm just thinking just
You
f4.
mean f4. Yeah, but okay, bishop f4 just castles, take, take, and knight c3. I mean, if you count the pawns, I'm a pawn down plus c6 pawn. I mean, it's just over.
Got it.
So okay, c4 would have been very very strong. I would have to play like dc4. He would have taken here queen d7, knight c3, rook d1 coming, my king in the center. I would have been in a bad situation. But he played e4, which actually is the most natural human move. You know, once you see e4, which is hitting the bishop, you don't think of c4 as so powerful. So I took.
But okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I felt c4 was more natural. I mean, I didn't even see
Yeah, I
e4.
mean, it's just like you're maybe then it's great. I mean, what you are understanding is
No, I didn't understand, but it just looks, I don't know why it seems natural, but
no, it's the correct move, no, because it opens up the bishop. Like it's the best move, I would say. Like if you can make it work. But I think what happened with Levy was the moment he saw e4, he was like और कोई move देखने की जरूरत नहीं क्योंकि ये कितना अच्छा move है. So
got
if he had seen like c4 and e4, then assessed both, then he would have gone for c4. But he
yeah.
saw e4, and so it's also because of the 10-minute game. Knight e4, he took with the bishop. Because if you take here with the knight, then I can take d4, and now there is no mate here because knight is gone. So he had to take with the bishop. I took here, and he played rook e1. This is where I had actually seen ki I have to go bishop e7 now. Otherwise, he'll just play f3 and I'll lose. By the way, what is the problem with this move?
I think knight takes e4.
No, think, come on. So, Biswa. Tactics.
Okay. Oh, rook takes e4.
Yes. Over.
Destroyed.
Wait. So I had to play bishop e7, and then he took here.
Yeah, what do? You have to take?
And the point is, I can castle. The This is where I spent some time analyzing, assessing this. कि ये मर रहा है और ये भी मर रहा है. So I'm piece down, but I'll get back a piece. So what is the only move for white here?
Rook g4.
Yeah, but rook g4, black to play.
Oh, sorry, that knight is not hanging. Why am I trying to protect it?
No, it is hanging. It's attacked twice. It's like the only move here for white to play for advantage.
You are an exchange down, no?
No,
You're piece
I'm
down.
piece down. But if you, let's say, go rook e1 and I play bg5, then I'll be pawn up. So
I don't know. Rook takes e7 maybe.
yes, rook e7, queen e7, and here I have two rooks. Rook and a pawn for two pieces. But the problem for me is that my rooks are not so good. Like I tried to think here a bit, but I saw like knight f3. He goes next move, maybe bishop moves out, knight d2, and rook e1. And I'm not able to get my rooks into the game so easily. This is weak. This is weak. I did not like this. But to tell you the truth, it's not so easy to assess it. Now, this position, like that black is clearly worse.
I don't see how, but I mean, I really don't see how, but yeah.
I mean, what do you do here with black?
I guess
It's important to play such positions to improve your understanding. So the thing is that if the rooks start getting active on the last rank, then you are in trouble as white. But if they cannot, then the minor pieces, because the dark squares are very weak, no, here.
Okay, start with the 95.
Okay, 95.
He has to take.
Maybe knight bd2.
C6.
Now take
Queen takes.
knight f3.
I don't know.
Queen e2.
Queen e2, I was thinking. Yeah, queen e2.
Bishop h6. And then rook f8.
Yeah.
Queen c3. I mean, it's just over.
Yeah, I guess it's over.
What do you do?
Yeah, instead of a rook f e8, you should play rook f d8 actually.
To play d4, right? But now I go rook e1.
Yeah, I see.
So you see
point.
the minor pieces are way superior than the rooks.
Okay, so let's come back to the original position. Okay, so here, What if you start uh, with rook f to d8? I think, sorry, it's a blunder.
No, bg5 f6 is there.
Yeah, it's but then your king becomes weak.
Yeah, bishop f4, I think. Maybe knight d2, rook
How
e1.
are we not able to activate our rooks?
The main problem is that the
Okay,
dark squares are weak.
okay. We have to give up a pawn, but let's start with knight a5.
Interesting. Very good try. But I am not going to take this.
Okay, interesting. Now, uh, just b6. Hold on. Why b6? Why b6? Why b6? Knight c4. Arey, yaar, this mate is the.
Yeah, this is a huge issue. Dark squares.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I don't think this way you can play. Unless you take the pawn, there's.
Yes, exactly. If my two rooks come d8 and e8 and I'm able to, quickly before he can develop, get in, then I'll be fine. But I just, if, in this position, I did assess queen e2 move to hope like check or kuch ho jaye. But I couldn't make it work. At the very least, he has queen d3. But the best move is king g2.
Okay. Leave everything. Just come back. Sorry, I just want to see why. Like, I understand that you're saying that.
No, it's very good. This is how you improve. This is how your intuition grows when you analyze like this.
mm,
Guys, what Biswa is trying to do, you should do many times. Analyze some position. If someone says ये winning है और तुमको नहीं लगता है, then you play and then you learn by analyzing. It's many times you don't even need to learn. You just play, and your mind is taking in those conclusions.
what about rook e8 first?
There is
I
one
mean,
suggestion: knight d4 here.
he takes then.
Check.
Oh, very nice.
This is, I think, maybe a very good idea. Like, just makes sense, right? Because we are trying to disrupt white's development.
But now it takes on d5, rook
No,
d5.
this would be bad. Yeah, like after rook d8,
Yeah, this
ये
is
भी
bad.
बंदर है, ये भी hanging है.
Got it. Yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah, maybe queen c3. C5 maybe? But c5, queen c5, queen b2.
I think you can just play um,
Knight v3.
why can't you just start with b6? Because he can't develop his other knight right now. Okay. Isn't this good for us?
How?
c5. Take. Uh,
Next move knight d2 आ रहा है. Because the
yeah.
rook is protected.
What if you sack an exchange?
Yeah, but take AB.
Yeah, now you're done for. I think you can go home.
This is coming up.
Okay, very nice.
So castles was an option, but finally I had to take. So he took here. which is the only logical move, yeah, right? Because if you play knight f7, then I have this check and I win the game. Check, queen takes, and rook up. So he had to take with the queen, king d7. And here I didn't see a mate. So at least I'm in the game. What do you do here at white?
I think a4. I don't know. Too slow, maybe.
Yeah, a4, rook a3 you want to do. What?
Yeah, yeah. But too slow, I think. Knight c3. I mean, what you do, you can't do much. You have to develop one more piece.
Yes, he played knight c3, but turns out this is a mistake. And actually, while
Okay.
attacking, I think such mistakes are very common. If you don't take your opponent's possibilities, like what I'm going to do. So the thing is, he had to give a check, king e8, and now knight c3. So
Right. I can't run away.
इसमें difference is that when he went knight c3 first, I got a very good move here.
King c7.
Yeah, king c8 is also possible here.
Sorry, yeah, king c8.
But I went
Oh man.
queen g8. And I think now, if you remember, he had given a rook for a knight. So he's an exchange down. So after queen f4, I took, and rook e8. King is now going to safety, and also I'm exchange up. And everything is coordinated. Queen e6, rook f8. So I thought I should be close to winning here. He went here. h6, pushing the queen away. Queen c5. And now he went g5. I went g5. He played knight d5, which was a mistake actually. And I mean, he had better move. Yeah, rook d1, king c8 was my plan. मतलब अगर आप बिशप e3 खेलते हो यहाँ पे, then after queen e6, I mean black is just completely okay, right? Rook d8, मतलब black is winning.
I can't.
It's not possible. I think here black is safe. Okay, there is one interesting option, knight b5, and I take, and then take.
Knight takes, queen takes, threatening mate in one.
Takes, threatening mate, king c, pawn c6, check, king here, check, king here, check.
Draw.
So maybe this was the best he had here. But when I went g5, he went knight d5. And I think this is where black to play. Very tough move. You didn't see this game, yeah? So I think you had the show, right? That's why.
Yeah. I don't know. Why can't you just take the bishop? What's the threat?
No, knight f6 check. I lose the queen.
Okay. Queen f8.
Best move. If I played this, then he's winning. because he has to either exchange the queen or he lose. He's already exchanged down. He's losing another piece. So if you find queen f8, game over.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, it's not difficult, but it's at that point I couldn't find.
yeah,
So
because I feel like once you've been down in the game and then you have come up, it's just very hard to play that
yeah,
game.
I mean, I was down to 1 minute now, and I'm not used to this, and I couldn't play well. And I mean, it's not an excuse, but I just couldn't do well. I should have been able to, but I went king c8. Like इसके लिए even here, when this position was reached, queen e6 was the first move that came to my mind कि सब save कर लेते हैं and then play on. But I just blundered. Like this reminded me of like all the streams like where we used to invite some guests and you used to play really well, and then in the end you would blunder something.
Got it. So he
मैंने
just
same
takes
हाल
the
था.
rook, right?
Yeah, I just blundered. Yes.
Now,
No, I'm
just
pieced down. I resigned here.
why resign? You can play.
What? What? But
Some stalemate tactics. Just give now. Just take on d5 with queen. Queen takes d5.
queen takes d5, queen takes d5, knight e5, queen e5. Play rook.
Yeah, rook e8.
Yeah. So this was bad. Yeah, like rook e5, queen e6 was better. But
Yeah, I think actually the actual miss maybe queen f8, but I was saying not in terms of time, but once you're playing a game and in the opening you make a mistake and then later you stabilize the position, it's never easy
true.
because you're coming from that mindset of, oh man, I made a mistake, I made a mistake, I made a mistake. So you go into a defensive mindset and you don't find these moves.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, sometimes when you have a bad position and then you change it, it's not easy to, uh, find all the moves. Also, one more practical thing is when you have a bad position, you take a lot of time to save your position, and
Yeah.
then you run low on time. But okay, it
Yeah.
was an enjoyable experience for me to play. And always after playing a serious game, you feel more motivated to work on your chess and so.
Sagar bhai, you also lost a game. I also lost a game. Let's close the stream by playing a game.
Oh, you want to play?
Yeah, at least one of us will get a win today.
Okay, let's go.
Chalo, okay. 1 second.
So we'll play in comedian's room.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
बिस्वा कॉन्फिडेंस है एकदम अभी.
No, I think I can give you a challenging game. I don't know how long, but
Let's play. I think it's the first time, right? We'll play.
yeah. Play.chessbase.in. Play.chessbase.com. Can you send me the comedian's room link?
Yeah.
मैंने अमृता को खेला है. अमृता is so tactical.
Oh, Amruta is. Yeah. I think you played with her on stream or off stream.
I played Bullet also off stream also. Amrita is just very tactical. उसको हराना बहुत मुश्किल है.
What time control?
10 plus 0.
Okay.
I think I'm there. I can't see you.
Did you arrive at the right link? I sent you.
Yes, room comedians I'm there. Yes, I can see you. Okay. Chalo.
Ready to start game. No, you're not.
10 minutes. Okay, let's go.
Chalo. चेस बेस इंडिया में पूरा शांति है. कोई कमेंट्री नहीं कर रहा है.
आप कर सकते हो अगर मैं मेरा हेडफोन निकाल देता हूँ.
नहीं नहीं, मैं क्या ही कमेंट्री करूँ. ओके. मैसिव प्रॉब्लम्स.
क्या
नहीं, ट्रैप लगा दो. Don't know what is the tactic. Oh, that's the tactic. Okay, cool. अरे यार. ओह मैन. चलो इसका क्विकली एनालिसिस कर देते हैं. और थैंकफुली सीओबी में नहीं हुआ, नहीं तो पूरा इज्जत का दर्जा उड़ जाता.
नहीं, इसमें मतलब बेसिकली द मेन इश्यू वाज दैट यू आर like pieces got a little cramped.
I couldn't understand something in the opening edit.
So knight f3, you went knight c6, d4,
Yeah.
d5, c4, and Like this is known as the Chigorin. So here, like you have to play actively. Like you cannot play now QGD style with your knight on C6.
Got it.
So if it is here and you play E6, it's okay. But with the knight on C6, E6 does not fit well. So D takes C4 is preferable.
Got it.
And then, I mean, if I play this E4 move, I think the main move is bishop G4. And you play this way, like it becomes like a very complicated position. The threat is to take on F3 and to take. So what you are doing essentially is you are playing uh, against the center.
Got it.
So D5, knight E5. I can't take, my queen is hanging. And that's how you play.
Got it.
So you went E6, I went bishop G5, bishop E7, E3, castles, and now it's a battle of one tempo here. So I want to play bishop D3, which is the most natural move, but I know that you will take on C4. So I'm still waiting and trying to find useful moves before doing it. So rook C1 I thought was a useful move. So if you take, I'll take. Now the moment you played A6, I was like, okay, he wants to take, bishop takes, b5, bishop b7, correct?
Yeah.
That was your plan. So therefore I took here. And here I think instead of knight,
Oh man, I should have taken the pawn.
yeah, pawn takes.
Oh, it's such a better move.
Yeah.
That solves actually one big problem for me.
I don't know if it solves as such, because let's say I go something like queen b3 here. How do you continue?
B5.
B5 very risky, no, Biswa? Like this is hanging here, and also when you push a pawn like this, no, this square becomes very weak. C5.
Got it. Got it.
And
Okay.
you will see in the game
So-
that B5 move अच्छा नहीं है.
Okay, got it. So why not knight A5 here?
Yeah, knight A5, but then maybe I'll come back queen C2.
Now, knight. I don't know. Somehow. Okay, just bishop E6.
Yeah, but I mean BD3. See, if your knight was here, you would have been okay.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
think-
why his
yeah.
knight got misplaced.
Yeah, I think
But
not being
this
able to
is-
play
this is-
C4 was bad.
Sorry?
Not being able to get the C4 break was the problem.
You mean this C5?
Yeah, C5. Sorry.
Yeah. Knight D5. I took on E7. You took on E7. And now BD3. And here you have to go active. Yeah, you can't play passively.
But where to get activity from?
Come on, think.
Okay, let me think.
Guys,
I think
also you think. Black to play.
C5.
No, C5, knight D5. Yeah, C5, knight D5, queen D5 maybe. But C5, DC5? C5, DC5?
Queen A5.
Yeah, queen A5. Castles. Queen C5, yeah? You are not afraid of any discovered attack.
Yeah.
But even such a position, like C5, take. I want to take, and I want to take here. But then you will take this pawn. I don't know, maybe it's just lost for you, yeah? Like after bishop h7. I don't know. Like take,
Yeah, I think so.
check. Could be risky. Could be risky. Or maybe I can do like rook c5. I mean, if I want to be safe, then just castle. But I'm not sure. Like c5, dc queen a5 is quite interesting, because now we are not giving up the pawn.
Got it. Yeah, I think I misplayed the opening so bad that there was no hope after that.
95. Yeah, I mean, here you have to find something. Maybe c5 is one option, but let's see what the chat has come up with. B5 नहीं, ये पोजीशन नहीं है भाई. B5 B6 खेला है. हाँ, B6 जिन्होंने बताया है उनको फुल पॉइंट्स गाइस. B6 एक ही जन, चिरंतन बिस्वास, वेल डन. I thought Biswa here B6 was good.
Okay,
With the idea of bishop B7, solving that problem.
got it.
अपने खेला C6 castles and now B5. See this, what is now a weakness?
Yeah, you
C5.
spotted it and put your knight there. Yeah,
Yes.
very very nice. And there's no way to remove that knight.
Yes, it's now what happens is that overall you are playing a piece down. So now tried launching an attack with H4, H5, and H5, and then okay, this tactic.
Now, what is there any way to save this mate?
No, I mean there is no mate yet. Maybe you can go Rook F6. Check. King F8. I mean, it should be bad, like check, king here, check, king here, check. Oops, sorry. Queen takes G7. I mean, it's losing, but
Got it. मेरे को नेशनल्स का PTSD हो गया ये गेम खेल के. मेरे को नेशनल्स का PTSD हो गया.
What is PTSD? अच्छा.
Post traumatic stress disorder.
मतलब नेशनल का याद आ गया.
Yeah, basically, when you play with very strong players, after the opening, you sort of get very cramped if you don't play it absolutely correctly.
Yes.
That's right.
No, the thing is that वो नाइट C6 पे है, देन एक टेम्पो का आइडिया, ये सब छोटे छोटे पॉइंट्स एक्यूमुलेट होके वो एडवांटेज थोड़ा बड़ा हो गया.
Yeah. Very very nice game. Yeah. Okay.
So, and what's your overall plan now, sir? With COB done, are you still going to work on chess? How is it?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to work on chess. I'm doing like I had sent you the plan. I'll follow that plan.
Acha. 6
So,
hours
yeah.
of training every day.
I'll try for 6, maybe 4 is possible, but I'll try. But equally divided between openings, tactics, and now my tactically, after losing this game, I can't say tactically has become better. But
This was, I mean, anyway, it was tiring day, and we just played.
I think tactically I'm a little ahead of my. Like I have done too many puzzles and I've played too few games, so I need to understand a little bit more about positions and then apply tactics. Both have to go parallelly.
Yeah, positional play, I will recommend a very good book, and later I'll let you know. It's called Can You Be a Positional Chess Genius? I think now it's maybe a good time to read that book. Like there are just positions to solve, just like how you solve tactical positions, no? You have to solve positional positions, like exchange your bad bishop.
Got it.
Space advantage, do not exchange the pieces. Like that, what we learn in imbalance theory, kind of.
Got it. What if it's just a book? I buy it and my version is just the title is Can You Be a Positional Genius? And if I open it and it says no, then what do I do? There must be some copies they would have printed, no, that says no.
And who do you think will win COB5?
Can't predict. I think it's equally divided between Prakhar, Joel, Samay, and these stats. I think any of them can win. Obviously, yeah, all of them are very good players. All of them. Joel is horribly out of form, but
yeah, he's surviving. And I think usually when players keep on having like bad form and they keep advancing, sometime their bad form is gone and then suddenly they win.
Yeah. I would like Samay to win, obviously.
Because he beat you.
Yeah, exactly. So my embarrassment is the least if Samay wins, right? Like
is that really something like that? Like, for example, when Vidit lost to Duda after Duda won,
exactly,
he would feel good. ऐसा feeling होता है.
See, now if Prakhar beats Samay, Joel beats Prakhar, and then B Stats beats Joel, then I am fifth. But if Samay beats everybody, we are all equal.
Yeah, अच्छा है. By this logic, after losing to someone like, let's say, Vidit many times, and if he becomes world champion, you're like, हाँ चलो अच्छा है उसके साथ कभी तो
Yeah,
something.
exactly. There is something called Rapagash or Rapagachi. I don't know how it's pronounced. I've read the term. It's in wrestling. So if you know the concept, right?
I
So,
don't know the
so
word.
I also don't know how it's pronounced, but basically, like how in IPL also it's there that the losers of the two semifinals play for the third place. But in wrestling, I think they play from once the champion is decided, जिसको beat किया है, they again go through this thing. I think, if I'm
अच्छा.
correct.
So what champion is decided? What happens?
So once the final gets over, right now, gold and silver is locked. For bronze position, whoever he has beaten, no, becomes active again, and they can play for the bronze position. I think that's what happens. I'm not very clear on it.
अच्छा.
So it's similar concept that if you got beaten by the best player, you get a second chance.
People are saying you are right.
Yeah.
Amazing. By the way, a few very nice messages for you. Atyap Kalam says, Biswa, you are an inspiration. From your comedy performance to your vast knowledge and your chess dedication. Hope to become like you.
Cool, brother. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Take
thank
care.
you.
Good night and
और
see you
और
soon.
कोई और कोई नाइस मैसेज था क्या? अपना बड़ा नाइस मैसेज है. सो एक ही पढ़ा क्या ये?
हाँ एक मिनट एक मैंने पढ़ा था अंकित अग्रवाल का
अरे अरे
लॉट्स
अरे
ऑफ लव टू आवर प्राइड ऑफ आवर ओडिशा मोर पावर टू यू इन योर चेस जर्नी अहेड.
Okay. Thank you. Chalo, Sagar bhai, lots of love to you also, and let's continue our series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Guys, that was Biswa Kalyan Rath. Very inspiring that in spite of losing today, he came here and wanted to learn. He told me after the game that it's very important for him to continue improving and on the path. And guys, from Biswa, I think you can learn that chess improvement is a very very continuous process. And I always remember this statement of, was it Muhammad Ali? He used to say that when my opponent is in the changing room, I push even harder. The thing is, like, if you like something, you're just working on it. It doesn't matter what others are doing. Oh, the finals is going to happen, all of that. You just focus on what you have to do, and you focus on your game, your improvement. It's a very holistic way of looking at things. It doesn't let you, I mean, you feel a little bit sad, but then you bounce back and you're like, okay, I was here, like Biswa said, last time with Samay I had time pressure, this time I didn't get into time pressure. Okay, I had to, last time I would have blundered a rook and mated, got myself mated, this time I didn't have that. So in that way, I feel that it was a very nice session today. There was few super chats. Arnav Agarwal, Sagar bhai is a genius. Thank you, Arnav, for your kind words, although I do not agree. Sudhir Kumar says, can Carlsen beat Stockfish with a knight or rook odd? I think so, yes. I mean, if you give Carlsen a knight odd, I don't think Stockfish can hold him. A pawn odds, yes, but a piece odd may be a bit too much. Mojo Jojo, thank you, Sagar and Samay. Due to their streams started playing chess, these live streams make me feel less lonely. Sagar, you are awesome. Thank you, Mojo Jojo. Very nice to know that. Swastik Singh, question to Sagar: will learning notations help better in time management, and how much time it may take to get decent at using notation for better time management? Swastik Singh, usually what happens is that when we calculate, no, if we have notations in our mind, we can calculate better. Chess notation is like language. So if you are saying, like, you want to learn, say, English, learning ABCD would be very good. And also, like, when you're calculating, let's say 95, Knight takes g6, fg6, queen g6, rook f6, queen h7, king f8, queen h5. All these moves, if you can say it quickly, you save time. In fact, one of my first trainers used to tell me you should not even say rook, knight, queen, because it takes some time in your mind to calculate. You should say q, h5, knight, ne5, re4, like that. I didn't keep that practice, but he this is what he had mentioned. By the way, two people, Onkar Deshpande and Sahil Bukam, both had said, come on guys, let's make it 750 k. Yeah, we are very close actually. Maybe tomorrow we'll hit 750k and would be a very nice day. 750k for ChessBase India is a nice number. And thank you everyone for sending in your love and super chat. And I think tomorrow will be a very exciting day at COB5. I think it starts at around 6 o'clock tomorrow, maybe in the evening, right? So we'll go. And also there will be some guests joining in. It'll be very exciting. As always, Samay brings up interesting ideas to make everything interesting. I'll just read if there's any chat without super chat if anyone has sent. भाई आप दिमाग में क्या सोचते हो और आप फास्ट खेलना कब शुरू करोगे? अर्चना, या I have to think. I have to play better. Time management, agreed. Sagar, what about knight sacrifice, 95 instead of rook g4 in Biswa's game? Yeah, 95 d5? I don't think it's enough. Is it 430? I thought it was 6, Abhirami. I improved to 1300 recently, but I've stopped playing for a month or two because of some studies. Now I've fallen to 2013. What should I do? Divyan should play more and look at what you're doing wrong. Is it tactical errors? Is it opening mistakes? And then try to fix that. Hiren Bajaj says, I had my English language paper today. I would really want you to know that I wrote an essay on Beast Den. Just wanted to share this with you. Got the idea from here. Wonderful. Nice. Noob creators, otherwise suggest good positional GMs whose games to learn from. Currently, I try to learn from Carlson, Vidit, Karpov. Yeah, good choice. Good choice. Although Carlson is a little bit too deep. Also, from that perspective, Karpov. I would recommend Smyslov. Very clean positional player. Capablanca. And Rubinstein, maybe. These three. More clean style to learn from. I would say Karpov and Carlson at least are very deep positional players. Vidit has some games which are beautiful positional. I mean, Vidit versus Eltad Safarli. You can check that game. I really loved that game. Yeah, Vikram Singh, very good to know. Akshat Lonkar says check 40. Okay, let's check. Yeah, Akshat, as you are saying so many times, let me just make sure if I did not miss something. Yeah, like let me be sure. In the game of Samay versus Biswa. ChessBase 15, 16, second. Yeah. So you are saying on which move? Ah, you mean here 95, yeah? On move number 19. What if I take? Ooh, take. Oh, interesting, Akshay. Thank you for suggesting. One second, what was your name? Oh, I don't. I think I missed. Who suggested this? King h1, Queen e5. Works. So. Threatening Queen e4. Ooh, nice, nice. Thank you for suggesting this move. Missed it in my analysis. Knight e5. Because Samay took rook g4, but there is knight e5. Nice. Take. Check. King h1, Queen e5. What's happening? Like, let's say if I go rook. Oh, if I go rook g1, there's rook h4. So rook h4 is a big threat now. Say bd4. Queen e2. Yes, ChessBase India Clips is our channel. Yeah. Joel is roasting me. Where? Ah, maybe on some other channel. Yeah. We need two threatening mate here. We need c2. Beautiful. It's very interesting sacrifice. Thanks so much. Yeah. Thank you so much for suggesting this. It was very cool. Very cool on Vivek's channel. Okay, guys, I'll call it a night here. Thank you all once again and see you all soon tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.